What's up, everyone? And hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I know today is gonna be a bit different. I know, again. But today we're going to look at the Beyond I Do page, which, if you don't know, it's a bunch of it's to help with LGBTQ rights, which they don't have enough of. I mean, I know that they have a marriage, but in 31 states, there is it is legal for a discrimination against them. If it's not, I don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this. I don't think that if all, and this isn't me being racist. I think that if black people get those laws that you can't discriminate against race, if you can't discriminate against race, why can you discriminate against sexual preference? I honestly, with them being scared that they're gonna be raped, and like I understand that people, like, if they have a locker room with same gender, I understand they're afraid they're gonna get raped by the gay or lesbian and people. Okay, and I understand that they're afraid of because of that, but for like office jobs, they can't not be hired, and they're allowed to ask the question, and then you have to answer it. What's your sexual preference? But so this is a thing where it shows which states have been, and it made it illegal for them to discriminate against it, and it will be in the gray. And then there the states that are white, they are still discriminatory states. Some of them have audio stories, and one state has recent changes to protections, and I will show you the map. Give me 1 second. I'm pausing background music so then we can listen to some of their stories. Okay, ready? Once the page reloads. I was hoping it would show the beginning thing. It's sad that it didn't. But so, these are the states that it's allowed to discriminate. You see how the majority of the map is white? New Hampshire has recent changes to the thing. Only New Hampshire. Oregon has protections, so does Washington, California, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois. Ooh, I clicked on New York. New York is a safe one too. So is Vermont, Maine. We already looked at New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Hawaii. All the others are able to be discriminated against. So let's listen to some of the audios. I haven't listened to them before. Here's Montana with Casey and Caitlin.
My name's Casey. I'm Kathleen O'Donnell. We We had our 5-year anniversary right before we got married. We have a 9-year-old son. For my son, I think it was important for him to see us taking that extra step to commit to each other and becoming a family officially.
My uncle actually officiated for us, and it just kind of brought everyone together. Family is something I've always valued very closely. So just sitting there finally after the pictures are done, the music's going, and seeing everyone just having a good time, it actually meant a lot to me.
It's nice having that support and love around.
Yes, it is. I know this.
I worked for a dealership. The manager called me, and it was a Friday afternoon. You can tell he was upset. And he's like, I don't want to tell you this, but I've been asked to let you go by Monday. So I just kind of looked him in the face, and I was like, why are you firing me? And he's like, well, it's because the owner doesn't like you. I'm like, why is that? He's like, it's because you're gay.
Okay. Personally, I don't care if you're gay or not. Most of my friends are gay, honestly. I ship a bunch of gay things. I am pan, which is I love everyone and except for assholes, and rightfully. And my grandma doesn't quite understand why, but they tell me they'll love me no matter what. I've never had a job, so I can't speak from experience. But being fired because your manager doesn't like you because you're gay, how upsetting would that be? Like saying, it's basically like saying, I'm sorry, I've been asked to fire you because my manager doesn't, because the owner doesn't like you because you have red hair. How would that make you feel? Comment down below. Let's continue. There's more to their story.
No actions I had taken had led to me being fired, minus marrying a woman. First thing you think about is that I have a family that I'm providing for. I got a kid, I got a wife, like we have bills just like any other people. After being fired, I was unemployed for 3 months, and so we had to figure out, well, we can pay this bill, but we absolutely cannot pay this bill, and it had to wait. There was no other way around it. A lot of people had actually asked us, why have you not left Montana? And it's because Montanans treat each other all like family. If we don't necessarily agree with each other or we don't like each other, we don't want each other to be harmed. It's a good place to be. And we don't want to leave. We want to stay here. We want to be able to live here and work here and be protected all at the same time.
Our family is here. There shouldn't be a big issue. We're just asking to be treated the same as everyone else.
Huh. Doesn't that kind of sound like how black people are asking? Or how women were asking for rights? Why not change this? I personally will probably end up either finding or creating a GoFundMe page for this act to get it so then places can be legal. Anyway, this is Casey and Caitlin. The new owner and his son is actually. These are pictures of Casey and Caitlin. Montana has passed 3 laws that actively harm LGBTQ people. In Montana, LGBTQ people can be fired or deny a promotion denied a promotion, can be evicted from their homes or denied housing, and can be denied service at public establishments, denied medical treatment, or even kicked out of restaurants or businesses. Montana has 1 million people living in it. The total LGBTQ plus population in Montana is 24,447 people, and 24% of LGBT population are raising children. So, is it the children's fault that their parents are gay? Is it the children? Why should the children be punished and not get certain things like TV? I understand it's not important, but then they can be bullied at school for not watching something or not knowing something according to popular things. Honestly, I don't know much of popular things because I am out of the loop, some would say. Let's listen to another story. Montana is the only audio one on the West Coast. Let's see about people in Michigan. Christia and Jamie. Or Jaime. I'm sorry if I butchered your name and you're watching this. Let's listen to their story.
I'm Jamie Contreras, Krista Contreras, and we are in Michigan. We decided to get married when we were talking about having kids. The question came up, well, shouldn't we be married first? Because we're both pretty traditional when it comes to that. After we got legally married, it all sunk in like, this is a big deal. Ceremony was a blast. We had 30 of our closest family and friends, and it was validating. It was just like this surreal moment of, hey, my dreams are coming true. When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. So Bay was born. The next day we set the appointment, and then we were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician, and another doctor walked in who we had never seen before. And she said the pediatrician decided she won't be taking you on as a client. And Kirsten and I just kind of looked at each other like, what? And she said, it doesn't matter to me. I have a lot of gay families that I help. Inside, I just remember feeling terrified. Sitting there in that small, cold room, I wanted to cry, just thinking, what did we just do? Like, what did we bring this kid into?
Honestly, in that moment where, like, your heart just sinks into your stomach, we are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
It happened to a 6-day-old baby. It could happen to anybody.
With all this, why would we choose to live in Michigan?
It's our home, and I don't think that we should be forced to leave our home.
We're simply asking that you treat our family the same way that you would treat any family.
Okay. For me, there is the question of how they have the baby, though it would probably have been a sperm donation. But that's just not fair. Like, they weren't even denying them personally a medical help. They were denying a child, a baby, who could die without our help. for one, if you're this doctor, how dare you? For two, if you're not this doctor, okay. You obviously clicked on this video for a reason, so you wanted to learn more. Anyway, the doctor didn't even come to the office that morning because she didn't want to see us. It literally says that. It would have been the baby's first checkup. Any family would have been elated for that. It just hurt. This is the most likely from their wedding day. And Jamie and Christy themselves might have expected to be discriminated against because they are lesbians, but they never imagined that their baby would be punished because of it. Ooh. What? Honestly, why would somebody do that? Wow. I'm just reading this. I'm sorry for the silence. But they now have their daughter is now able to walk, and they have another child now. It didn't stop them from having children, thankfully. But so, Michigan is one of the 31 states where it's legal to be discriminated against LGBT Americans. That means they can be fired from their jobs, evicted from their homes, or in Baby Bay's case, denied service like standard medical treatment because of who they are or who their parents are. Everyone has the right to marry. Not everyone has the basic rights. Like, Michigan's total population is 9.9 million. 8.9 million more than Montana's. And 294,015 of the total population of there is LGBT. And 31% of the population raises children. I'm sorry if I'm getting too passionate about this, but it's not right. Just not right. Okay. And I'm sorry if this is going on for a long time. And personally, I'm gonna feel bad if I'm still in Arizona and I don't get a job because I'm pan or something like that. Honestly. Let's find a male one. Oh, John and James. Oh, there's 2 Jameses on here. In Virginia. These are the 2 men. And then I will read you, after hearing these 2, I will read you the Arizona one. And it will break your heart. I promise you.
I'm James Finley.
I'm John Sternlicht.
We met in Richmond, Virginia. It didn't take long to realize that there was something special between the 2 of us.
We just have so much fun doing the most ridiculous things together, with laundry, cooking, watching TV.
Being able to be married was incredible, and I actually felt complete.
I've never heard applause that loud at the end of a wedding. Everybody was so happy to see us happy.
Virginia is a beautiful place. We really liked being there. I coached for 8 years, and the 2012 fall season was our best. When the season was over, I was notified that the new athletic director wanted to have a meeting with me, and that was going to be the first meeting I'd had with the AD. When I would speak to him in the hallway, he would walk by me and not answer me. And when I came into the office, he leaned forward and said, "We've decided to go in a new direction. We're not renewing your contract." So I was in shock. Right after the players were informed, they called me. The first thing they said was, "Coach, did they fire you because you're gay?" Even my players recognized what was going on. I was devastated. We had built a life there, and the things that I had been so excited about got ripped out from under me by one person in a very short period of time.
It's a terrible experience to have to go through. We ended up moving across the country away from everybody we knew and loved. It really shows how vulnerable everybody is without legal protection.
We need things to change so that people have recourse when somebody discriminates for any reason.
Discrimination is not cool. And I'm just gonna wrap myself out. I'm a terrible American. I hate sports. There's your fun tidbit of the day. But anyway, they moved across country. I know how it feels to move just across some states. Across country. Where it's a different time zone there. They'll have trouble contacting the people they love. This was them on their wedding day. Don't they look so happy? Oh, you can't see it. There. And I'm sorry this is such a long video, but there's a lot of information. I like how the 2 job firings have only been because of new directors. Like, why would you trust the new director to fire someone? I expect that a place is football team protested or didn't do as well anymore. Oh, not football. I'm sorry. It's a volleyball team. I'm terrible. Oh, and I'm covering the mic. How terrible was that sound? Virginia has passed 5 laws that actively harm LGBT people. Like, I'm sorry. 5? I'm just trying to spread the word about this. I probably should have broken it up into several sections. But I wanted a video uploaded, let's be honest. 8.4 million people live in Virginia. 222,417 or of that population is LGBT. 25% of the LGBT population are raising children. We're gonna listen to Joshua and James, who own 2 little puppies, is by the looks of it. And then I will read you the Arizona one. Because if I remember correctly, it was horrifying. So this is Joshua and James. We're gonna listen to their story this time.
I'm Josh.
I'm James. They call me Jamie.
I guess I love everything about him. He's not shy. When we met, I was shy. And now I can't keep my mouth shut. He brought out the best in me that I didn't know I had. I love that the most about him.
His country accent, the way he pronounces words, I make fun of him all the time. We just kind of molded together, and it just clicked in my mind. I'm like, this is the guy I want to be with.
We went and got married. That day, I couldn't stop smiling. I think my face hurt a little bit afterward, but it changed everything, the whole perspective on the relationship. This year will be 4 years now. I'm married. We had a 12-month lease, and it was almost up. We didn't have any issues to 10 and a half months. That day, the landlady, she actually just showed up at the townhouse, and I want you guys out by the end of the day. It was a 2-story townhouse. There was no way that we could have packed all that stuff in 6 hours.
She said she should have never rented to the faggots.
We didn't break our lease. She broke it, but we still ended up having to pay for it. We fought it, and then she finally admitted, well, maybe I did call him a faggot, and the judge still found her not guilty. That was the verdict. Nothing was done about it.
People may tell you you're a nobody and you're just a little poor kid from Clay County, but you have to fight for yourself. I just don't like seeing somebody being brought down, because we're all equal.
It used to be about me and Jamie, but now there's 4 of us. We have the 2 kids now, so we can't let one bad experience run us away. Our family's here. This place made me who I am. Clay County is home.
Okay, wait. I'm wondering if the kids are the dogs. Because I didn't see any pictures with kids. Wait. It literally says that she said that. Okay, it doesn't mention actual kids, so I assume it's the dogs. I'm sorry if you for some reason are watching this. If you actually do have children, I'm sorry. I'm assuming it's the dogs. But Connecticut, Kentucky, I'm sorry. Kentucky has passed 4 laws that actively harm LGBT people. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I got into an argument with kids in my future focus class about this. Because we are going to be doing a skit tomorrow, and it had to be on a point of citizenship that the whole class had came up with. I wanted to do equal rights. And they said no. Offended. Hashtag offended. But we're ending up reporting crimes, so. This is a crime. Discrimination is a crime. It should be, at least. But so, Kentucky has 4.4 million people in it. Out of that, there is 113,069 total LGBT people. And of that, 33% are raising children. So that's done with the listening to people saying this. But now the Arizona example is Jim and Bob. This is them. Oof. Imagine being harassed but denied the services necessary to help protect yourself from such harassment. This happened to Jim and Bob when they sought help from their homeowners association after being harassed for being gay. Jim and Bob aren't that different from other couples. They met, fell in love, and looked forward to their lives together. The couple lived in an active adult community for older/elderly citizens in Arizona. Bob had recently suffered a stroke, and a doctor told him that working on exercises in the pool could help speed up Bob's rehabilitation. It's hard to even relate to the humiliation and fear we felt that day. Following the doctor's orders, they went to the pool, and Jim helped Bob do his exercises like any loving partner would do. He helped Bob remove his brace and cane, and he put his arm around him to ensure he wouldn't slip as they got into the pool. But a couple was startled when Bob was intentionally knocked off balance by a woman also swimming in the pool. Things only escalated from there. Soon, a crowd gathered. People were yelling that they didn't belong there simply because they showed the same care and concern any partner would show for the person they loved. It's hard to even relate to the humiliation and fear we felt that day, Jim wrote later. The look of pain and agony on Bob's face as we drove home still haunts me, and I worried that the trauma would affect his recovery. They tried to seek help from the staff working at their community, but they refused to help the people who harassed the couple. When Jim and Bob saw action from the homeowners association, it took months to get any movement of their complaint. And when they were finally able to meet with the homeowners association, the association made it clear that they would not force the staff of the community to look into the matter. It became evident that the couple would be sent a message that they were not welcomed or wanted. Jim reflected, when this first happened, I was in a state of shock about this. But since then, I've realized that there is a real pattern here. After an emotionally exhausting fight, they were no closer to a resolution, and feeling unsafe in their own home was taking a toll on them both. They felt their only real option was to move. This put a huge financial burden on them, since at the time and when they should have been focusing on Bob's recovery and rehabilitation. Arizona is one of the 31 states in the U.S. that doesn't protect LGBT people from discrimination. That means couples like Jim and Bob can be fired from their jobs, evicted from their homes, or denied services like medical treatment. Everyone has the right to marry. Not everyone has the basic rights. Ugh, I just died. Because Arizona has passed 5 laws that actively harm LGBT people. We'll come and look at those laws in a minute. $6.9 million people live in Arizona. I'm one of those 6.9. 211,983 people out of that is LGBT. 27% of LGBT population and of that LGBT population is raising children. Now think about that. Let's take a look at those 5 laws. Please actually tell me. Well, we can't look at those 5 laws because, let's see this. My school locked whatever page that link was for. Think about that. Now, and I am assuming every state, there is what's called a P flag, Pride Flag Association. They have meetings every month. Let's look at the Oregon protection. A non-discriminatory state is a state that has laws in place that protect the rights of LGBT Americans. Currently, only 19 states in the U.S. and D.C. fully protect against discrimination in housing, employment, and public places like stores or restaurants based on a person's sexual orientation and gender identity. These states are California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Iowa, Maine, Maryland, and Massachusetts, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. I just can't with that. I have to open it again. We're gonna take a look now at the Arizona P flag, or just like P flag period. ag.org. And below I will leave a link to these websites if you want to check out how things yourselves. P flag. See? So Department of Education fails. Wait, I want to see that. What was that? Oof. So, can we click on this? Fails LGBT plus students and students of whatever. It won't let me see the rest. So, there are 400 chapters providing confidential peer support, education, and advocacy in communities in nearly all 50, almost all 50. And then the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico. There's probably one in your state. It's very likely. We have a P flag in Sierra Vista, where I live. My school has what's called a GSA, which is a Gay Straight Alliance. And you can go, and the P flag meetings, I believe in all of them are on Wednesdays. And you can go if you're an ally or one yourself. I'm gonna end the video there. Thank you all so much for watching this. If you liked this and want me to do something like this on other topics, leave a comment down below on what, and leave a link to some websites about it. And yeah, see you in the next video. Adios.